Welcome to Createful Art. Today I'm going to help you relax by showing you how to paint a very simple ocean beach painting. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so I can make more videos like this for you. Now let's begin relaxing while we paint. Here's a list of supplies that you're going to need to accomplish this painting. I have put links to them in the description below. This is very simple, so we're only going to be using a few brushes. And you need something to paint on and a few colors. Let's get started. I'm going to start getting my palette ready by putting my black right here. Then grab your white. Next is my primary red. Next I grab my primary yellow, my primary blue, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on my palette right here. So now I have my 5 main colors that will mix and make all the other colors that we'll be using. First I'm going to mix my blue with some black and a tiny little bit of red. I mix that up real good. If you would like the printable that goes along with this lesson that shows you the colors you're matching, then go ahead and become a Createful Art member. I'll put a link right here and in the description. Next, I'm going to mix white with that blue to lighten the color. This will give you an idea of what this dark color will look like when it is lightened, and we will use some of this color in our paintings. Next, I'm going to use my primary yellow and mix it with my primary blue. Then I add some white to lighten the color, and then I'll know if I need to adjust it by adding more blue or more yellow to match the color in our color scheme. I'm going to leave that blue color on my brush and grab some more white to lighten and create another color. This color needs a little bit more white and a little bit more yellow. The next color is a very light blue-gray, so I'm going to start with my black and my white. And I'm going to create a gray, and I'm leaving the blue that's on my brush. I keep lightening that color with white and graying it down with black until I've achieved that color. Now let's make an orange by mixing our red with our yellow. Don't worry about getting these colors exact. The next color that you want to mix is considered a bronze yellow, and you make it with your yellow and your black. Then add some white to lighten the color. You should have some of that orange that you made on your brush still, but if you don't, you want to grab some more orange. To create the next color, you're going to want to grab some of that bronze yellow and a lot of white. You're making a dull sandy color, so you may need to add a little bit more black. It also has a little bit more orange in it, so I'm going to grab some of that. And then I think I have achieved that color. Looks great. So the next color is also a very light color, so I'm going to have a lot of white with it and a little bit of bronze. To brighten the color up, I'm going to add some yellow. This may look like it's white, but it's really not, so we're going to color check it. And I need it to stand out on a white surface more, so I'm going to add more yellow to it. That works, so let's make another color that's light. I'm going to use white and a little of that reddish orange color I made. Just mix those two together, that's it. The last color is really easy to make. All you do is add white to your red and you make a pink color. Don't worry about your colors looking exactly the same as mine. Now that you know how to mix all of these colors, let's start painting with them. I'm going to start with my 1/2 inch brush, dip into my dark blue, and show you how simple this composition is. So if you were to divide this into thirds, you're going to use that bottom third and just create a line across. There is no need for perfection here, just be loose and playful. We can straighten the line as we paint more. Just above this left corner, I'm going to create a curved line that goes up and reaches to the right side of that straight line across. This is just a sketch, but you can work on straightening your line if you'd like. And that line that goes up is the water line where the ocean's going to meet the beach. And so the shoreline doesn't have to be a perfectly straight line. Now I'm going to dip into my yellow, lighten this color if you'd like, and then pull up right against the blue. Try not to get any of the blue in that color or it's going to turn green. But if it does, you just wipe it off your brush. And you just need to focus on that left side for a little bit and then create a line right above the blue and then add some yellow on this right side. So this is where the sun is glowing, and so you can put this glow anywhere you want into your sky. There's no right or wrong. This is a very loose painting. Just let yourself relax and place this yellow wherever your mind decides it wants it. And you can lighten the yellow with some white in some areas so that it will soften that color. So now I'm going to grab the lightest blue. I'm going to add that color where I want clouds to go. This is the dark part of the clouds that's holding some water, so that's why it's not white. I'm going to go around the yellow in some areas. Luckily, this is such a loose and impressionistic painting that you can't really go wrong here. I can even lighten my blue, or I can grab a different color. So maybe I want to have a peach or a pink in my clouds, and I can add that into some part of the sky. So I want you to see how I'm adding these colors in there, and I'm being very, very random and playful, and I'm letting myself go with the flow. And I don't care that it doesn't look like a sky right now with perfect little fluffy clouds. I'm focused right now on placing my colors and blending them. So see how I just blend them together and soften them? So the more you go over an area, the more it will blend and soften. I will also take the paint off of my brush over there on the paper towel so that I'm not transferring color around, because I'm pulling that paint off of my brush and just focusing on blending those colors together and not transferring them. So now I grab my white to lighten some of the areas in this cloud. And now I'm going to grab my dark blue, and I'm going to go around the colors I just laid down. I emphasize in my art lessons that there is no one right way to paint. This is why I show you guys how to paint in several different styles. We even explore different mediums we can use with our acrylics, because it is so important to our creativity to expand our options. We're using a painting technique called Alla Prima painting, and it's where you paint in one sitting and you don't have to wait for paint to dry. And if we would have painted the sky blue, we would have had to wait for that to dry so that the colors on top wouldn't have mixed in with it. This would have taken us longer to paint this painting. My blue is more on the transparent side, so you can see the brush strokes really well and what's behind it. I'm not going to really worry about that right now. I am going to focus on lightening this blue color in some areas, and when I add the lighter blue, notice how there's more coverage. It's because that white is more opaque, so there's going to be more coverage. So the blue is transparent, the white's opaque. And in order to keep the dark blue dark, I have to keep that transparency. To lighten it, I lose the transparency. So I have to work with it, and that means I'm going to have to do some layering. But that's okay. So I'm going to just make sure that I'm going to put this blue close to the ocean, because right there in the middle is where I want the blue to kind of blur from the sky into the ocean. So connect yours in the center there, and then focus on putting some of the blue inside of your clouds in just some areas. Of course, I don't want you to feel stressed about where you're placing your brush strokes, so if you're not confident where you want to just do it and follow your own intuition, you can get my reference photo to help you by becoming a Createful Art member. If you are already a member, great, you can go ahead and grab that now to help you. Now I'm just adding another layer of that dark blue in the corners. I will keep adding layers or thicken my paint so that it'll have more coverage. Now I'll shape the clouds by going over the blue. And I'll be pulling from many different colors to do this. This is where you start putting in your personal preferences, so your clouds are not going to look exactly the same as mine. I have completed this painting before, and it doesn't look the same as the one that I previously painted. So I just want you to know that this is an expectation that you don't want to have because it's unrealistic, And so just let yourself be really loose and playful, and then just create the sky the way that you want it to look. You can have really rough brush strokes, or you can blend more. Notice how I'm taking the blue and I'm taking that wet blue and I'm taking it over, and that white and that other color, and mixing it. And the more I blend, the softer it looks. You don't have to have this soft look. You can decide to have a different look. You could create more choppy brush strokes like the artist Scott Naismith does. You can use your palette knife here if you would like. Let's relax together as we play around right now with our sky. Grab your filbert brush if you want to have softer edges. Now in this super easy step, you're going to just take your green, and you can mix a little yellow if you'd like and some white. Depends on how light or dark you want it. And you're just going to fill in this ocean right here up to that line. I'm choosing to make this color a little bit more green, but it can be anywhere in the light blue to green range. Now I'm going to take that dark blue that's in the sky and add it to the back, and then a slanted line that's pointing towards the center right there. And that's a compositional thing, so you may want to follow that. And then you can make some streaks back here going across, or leave it very smooth. Now I'm going to take some of my pink color and I'm going to add it to the edge here. Now this is a very impressionistic painting, almost to kind of an abstract feel, and so this just works. It doesn't matter that it doesn't look like the color of sand. It's just going to create a dark element right there. And I just scribbled it on, and now I'm going to add some of the light yellow and cover some of the area. And it can blend in with some of that pink, or you can go around the pink. And then just fill in the white so that it's covered. And that's your sand. I'm going to add the ocean color a little bit close to the pink line in just a few areas close to the shoreline. And now I'm grabbing some white and I'm adding the foam that is along the shoreline. Notice how I don't create a just straight line, I'm just scribbling it in, and I'm going to add 2 areas where the foam is. Let it blend a little bit, doesn't matter. And then just bring that line wherever you want, but slanted towards the left edge. And then you can pull down with some of the peach or any of the colors you want, just to give it a look like the light is shining off of some of the water. Having all the colors from the sky just creates a more harmonious painting. You can be done at this point, and now is just where you add in your personal preferences, adding color wherever you wish, fix the things that are bothering you. Like I said, I painted this twice, and in the first one I really enjoyed the sky a little bit more, and in this one I love the water more. So every time it's going to be different, and you just have to go with the flow and let yourself relax. Keep painting until you love it. Don't forget that when you subscribe to this channel and hit that bell next to the subscribe button, you will be notified when I make new videos. Please help me make more of these videos for you to enjoy by sharing this with your friends and hitting that like button. If you would like to get art lessons that will help you become a better artist, go ahead and become a Createful Art member. You also get bonus content like full tutorials, reference photos, and other things that will help you paint along with me. Thank you for joining me today as I showed you how to paint this really simple ocean painting. I hope you enjoyed it. I have several other ocean painting tutorials that you can enjoy, and I'll see you in my next video.